It is not the best thing to do. You're just too much testosterone.
Too much sausage?
Yes.
Like a pro tip. MLG, too much sausage is not good. You gotta switch it up a little bit.
Sausage, tons of damage. That'll be the new hat. Guys, what's going on? Justin bossnasti Silver, representing Call of Duty eSports. We're here at MLG Dallas 2013. This is day 2. Found myself a lovely lady that is over here in the PlanetSide2 booth. Miss, what is your name? What do you do here for PlanetSide2?
Sure. I am Margaret Krohn. I'm also known as Luperza or at Perfect Storm on Twitter. That's what everyone knows me from. I am a SonyOnline entertainment community relations representative currently, but a lot of people know me as a game designer. I worked on Free Realms, Clone Wars Adventures, and PlanetSide2. Specifically on PlanetSide2, I worked on the infantry weapons about a month and a half ago, so that's all the weapons I've worked on. I worked on weapons, any abilities that you use for your classes, anything infantry-wise, pretty much.
How did you get into PlanetSide2? What attracted you to PlanetSide2? What made you just want to go over to PlanetSide2 and be like, yes, that turns me on?
So originally, I played the original PlanetSide in just as a player. So I beta tested that game as a player. I was hardcore into that. I was with Ghost of the Revolution, if anyone knows who they are. They're a Vanu guild, or outfit, I guess. It's the same concept. It's a guild, and outfit is the same thing, or clan.
These technical terms.
Technical terms, you know.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of played a lot, and whenever they were starting up making PlanetSide Next, and I was like, I would love to be part of that. I mean, I have so many memories from PlanetSide, and I don't think that I could ever... There's no other experience like PlanetSide.
Okay.
Like, it's a game experience that you will never ever experience in any other game as of yet. Like, I have just memories that I can't forget.
Does it really allow you guys a lot of opportunity to interact with the consumers or people that are playing your game? I mean, do you get a lot with them? And I mean, are there any interesting tips or feedback they give you guys?
Yeah. Oh gosh. We've made a ton of movements on, really engaging our community. Not only do we talk to them on Twitter, on Facebook, on Reddit, on our forums, we even on our forums have a roadmap. So we have a progression that we allow people to kind of give us feedback on. So we'll put it out there. We'll be like, hey, these are the things that we were planning on doing next month. What do you guys think about it? Give us your feedback in this month. And they kind of give us their feedback. We kind of change things up. They vote things up and down. If they vote it down, we just don't do it, or we move it back to another month. And we put the things that everyone else wants to see into our game. So it's, we fully engage our community, and we welcome everybody to tell us what they think. And, we try to do our best to make sure that we make a better game.
The improvements from PlanetSide 1 to PlanetSide 2, how would you gauge that as far as the difference between the two, and then better yet, maybe why you'd even recommend people to come check out PlanetSide 2?
So PlanetSide 1, the original, had so many great aspects to it, but I think it was just ahead of its time. People weren't really ready for that. Not only that, but people also who didn't have the internet connection for it. I mean, when you're using AOL dial-up to log into PlanetSide, I mean, it was kind of crazy.
That wireless dial-up.
And so there were some technical issues as far as that goes, but with our Forge Light engine, which is a proprietary engine that we built from the ground up, we've been able to progress that and make a better product and be able to get 2,000 people on a server. And we'll be doing some talks about that and having some videos on our YouTube. So if you want to follow us there, check us out, youtube.com/PlanetSide2. And as far as like how would I gauge that progression? Think about it this way. How much has FPS continually progressed? I mean, when you go back to Counter-Strike, and then you look at what Call of Duty's doing, and, now PlanetSide 2, and Battlefield, I mean, you got to take all these games and look at what was happening before then and what's happening now. I mean, I remember playing Quake and just having the freaking time of my life.
Oh, okay.
And, now when you look at some of those mechanics that are in those games, you're like, okay, how can we improve upon those systems?
Yeah.
And not only that, but what systems have we found in other games that we think are great? Well, let's use some of those systems, let's progress those systems, and let's make an epic game.
Okay. There's so much passion, it's a little bit scary, jeez. What are some things that other people out there, maybe other shooter gamers, would enjoy about PlanetSide 2 that you enjoy?
Okay, so PlanetSide 2 is a little different. Most people are probably used to 64 versus 64 at the max. I think MAG had 240 or something like that on a map versus 240. So I mean, and then that was also, you could barely get in sometimes. But in our game, we have 2,000 players on a single map. That's 600 versus 600 versus 600. It's, and it gets crazy. It's just, you can't experience anything like that. Not only that, but we don't have a time where it's 15 minutes, the game is over, and then these are the winners. No, it's not like that at all. You have thousands of people fighting on a map, and the map doesn't end. Tomorrow, the same battle's going on, and what you want to do is you want to hold all those territories for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime game. It's never ending. There's always a war going on, and I think that's probably the most exciting thing for me, is that playing with everybody else on the server, and they're all over the world. There's people from all over the world, and you're not playing against PvE. There's no other players. No other environmental aspects of it. It's just other players. It's massive war.
Okay.
Like, how can you not like that? And not only that, we have tons of gameplay, and we're continually progressing that. It's free to play. Like, you don't have to pay anything. And the way that we've made our game as far as marketing is that you don't ever have to pay for anything. You can just play the game and get experience and buy the things that you want to buy. And all the weapons are side grades, and if there is an imbalance, we're totally working on it constantly. And the only thing that we do sell on our Station Cash store that you can't get in the game is camo. And, you know, that doesn't affect you in the game at all.
That's true, unless you're just like a fashion icon, stylist. Or, geez, being able to meet or having an opportunity to meet some kind of a girl gamer that at least has as much knowledge and is into gaming as much as you are, I'll tell you, man, it just makes you want to wife it instantly. Are you single?
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, compliment then at the very least. What is something that made PlanetSide 2, or at least maybe, I don't know if this happened in PlanetSide 1, but at least for PlanetSide 2 from what I've seen, what made you guys decide or show any interest at all in esports, specifically coming out to an MLG event and getting a booth?
So, first of all, I gotta preface this with, tons of us are huge fans of competitive gameplay. I mean, a lot of us follow StarCraft 2, various FPS games, and even League of Legends and RTS style games. I mean, we're in the scene already. Like, there's people that we already watch that we love. There's players that I never want to see lose, but they do, and I'm like, oh, but they're epic battles, and there's things that I really love watching and seeing. And for me, that's the part where I'm just like, I love this stuff, so for me, I want to be engaged in that. But as far as PlanetSide 2 goes, like, I don't think I really have to even say it. It's pure PvP all the time.
Yeah.
You can't get any more competitive than that.
Do you guys kind of see yourself attempting to enter into like the shooter genre or the other genre that League of Legends has kind of established itself in as that kind of free-to-play game for that genre? Is that kind of something PlanetSide 2 is looking to do, or is it just, hey, we're here, we offer something different, we offer something unique that hasn't been done before, and it's free?
You know, I think that's more, the second point that you made is more of what we're doing. It's like, we already have this awesome game. We want to make it better. We're teaming up with MLG to kind of give us some feedback on what they think that we can do for a tournament system. Of course, we want to engage all the people in the real world, so we want to keep how you get into that system in the real world, so we're not taking away from that. That way you're using the skills from that into what we do. And, you know, if you tune in this weekend, you're probably going to hear some information about what we're doing. Okay. But I'm not, you know, at liberty to, like, give that information out right now.
Those NDAs. I mean, let's be honest. Have you guys got any, like, weird-ass people that have came here or just asked you guys, like, any just kind of, like, weird, borderline stupid, you just wanted to laugh at, like, someone they asked? I mean, has there been any funny, kind of weird, awkward moments so far?
I think the major thing for me is I'm always shocked. I don't know why, because I guess it's because I'm a huge PC gamer, and when people come up and they're like, I don't know how to play on a keyboard and mouse. I'm like, really? Like, you've never played a game on a keyboard or mouse? Like, that to me just shocks me. And you know, like, the great thing about that is I can relate to them. I can be like, all right, so you're used to console, right? So you're used to this kind of controller. I can tell you and give you examples of what you would do on your control versus what you're going to do with a mouse and a keyboard. And that seems to help people, and they get really into it, and they play for hours. Like, literally, there are people who are sitting here for like 4 hours straight. I'm just like, and there's other people waiting to play the game. So I think that, you know, that's pretty awesome for me as a designer. Okay. Some good points there. So much good talking. I feel like you just got the script. She's like, bam, I hit every note they told me to hit. I did it all. Don't fire me. Have you ever competed yourself? Competed myself? Not in anything like this. Not in any major tournaments. Actually, how I got into the game industry kind of has to do with that. So, nothing big, but in Vanguard Saga of Heroes, it's an MMORPG that SOE makes. And I kind of really got into that game. I started getting bigger into the community. Before that, I never really got into the community aspect of games. I just kind of played and killed people. And I was like, all right, this is fun. But I got into the worldwide first top guild, and I was the tournament championship winner for the Blood Mages, and I ran a podcast that got like 10K unique views a day, and that's kind of where I started. So they kind of saw me and were like, hey, you know, you have great points of view, like, you'd be a wonderful designer, why don't you come work for us? And I was like, yes. Like, I never thought that game design would be something that I would be able to attain. I think it's like a dream job for anybody who's a gamer. So for me, it was just, this is something that I love to do, and I've done it since I was a little kid, so why not? When
it comes to esports, I mean, what do you think about all these freaking nerds out there?
I love it. I love nerds.
Okay.
I'm a nerd. I feel welcome.
This interview's over. Something that's been lingering, maybe something you just wanted to tell people about PlanetSide 2 that maybe they just may not be too familiar with. Maybe there's a miscommunication line that happens. What would you say?
I guess the major thing for me is that I know our new player experience isn't the best, and that's something that we're working on. And I want people to know that because I know that there's a lot of people who came here from MLG and are like, I really love this game, but I wish you had a tutorial or something to teach me because this is insane. Like I go jump in here and I'm dying every 5 seconds. And these are competitive gamers. These are people who are, championship winners in Call of Duty. So for me, it's like, okay, well, I can completely understand that. But to me, I think, oh, you just grab a gun and shoot people. But I guess like for other people, it's not as easy. So I think that that's something that I'd like to say is find an outfit, find a squad that you can run with, and find people who are already well known in the game. That way they can kind of teach you how to play. And that's kind of the major thing for me as far as like something that we don't really get to say all the time.
Where can people find out more about all the awesomeness that PlanetSide 2 is going to be bringing?
All right, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, on Google Plus, and all those social media and areas. We have Reddit. Tons of people talk to us on Reddit, and of course our PlanetSide2 forums. And we do a Friday night ops every Friday at twitch.tv/PlanetSide2. We also do Command Center. We do a dev debrief stream. We are just all about you guys and making sure that we are constantly giving you feedback and constantly letting you guys know what we're doing internally. You can also follow me. I'm at Perfect Storm on Twitter, PURR like a cat purr.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's it.
Oh, these felines that we find at these events. Shit. What do you think about my attire?
It's pretty boss.
Repeat reel that. It's going to be like boss, boss, boss. Justin bossnasti Silva here representing Call of Duty eSports. We are in front of the PlanetSide 2 booth here at MLG Dallas 2013, day number 2, getting some more awesome interviews with some lovely girl gamers. Of course, that I'm sure could easily pwn my ass because I don't really have time to play too much. Once again, though, man, thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it. Once again, guys, make sure you guys check out PlanetSide 2, PlanetSide2.com. You can go check it out. If not, Google it because you nerds can't spell because maybe you're illiterate and you're not that educated because maybe you don't know what high school is. That's cool, too. If you are down to play a brand new FPS game, man, they're once again bringing you guys some new innovativeness that hasn't been seen yet. Hopefully, we'll be continuing in the future, too, as well. We're out. We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Claim. Gamer Grub is available at these fine retailers.